Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome to Modern Broadcast. In today's episode, we are going to be doing an unboxing of the GB operator, which allows you to play and manage your Game Boy cartridges on your PC. This little contraption is made by Epilogue and is compatible with Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Now, I am excited about this video as this device is more readily available than the Retroad that I had reviewed on my channel earlier. And let's go ahead and just get started with the unboxing. Alright, so here it is. I had ordered this a few months back. My friend Auni had actually said, you gotta check this thing out, you gotta do it for the channel. And I decided to go ahead that day to go ahead and pre-order this. They did stop manufacturing for a little bit of time, and that they'd pick back up in June, and here we are, and here it is. So here is the box here, and we have this nice etching of what it would look like. It looks like the cartridge slot is going to be up top, and just kind of a little housing for the Game Boy cartridges. Down here it says GB Operator, play and manage your Game Boy cartridges by Epilogue. Flipping it down here, it says, revisit your childhood favorites. Again, it is compatible with Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. And this device will run on Windows 10 or later, Mac OS 10.15 or later, and Linux 64-bit. And it looks like we don't really have anything on the back of the box. Let's go ahead and get this open. I mean, do I really have to say it? Handy dandy kniff. Okay. Alright, so opening up the box, there's not much really to go on in here. Looks like we have a little instruction manual. We have a cable, and this does operate off USB. Oops. This does operate off USB Type-C. And here we have the housing unit. I do love that they went with a clear design here. It's clear on front and back. I hope the camera is able to capture that pretty good. And we have a nice little kind of rubbery bottom here, so it can't slide around too easily. There's really not much to this. The cartridge goes up top, USB Type-C in the back, plug it into the computer, and boot it up. So here's the instructions. Looks like there's some setup down here. So setting up your GB operator. Step 1 is download the operator software from epilogue.co/downloads. I have a link down in the description, so it's just nice, easily clickable. Plug in the USB Type-C cable into the GB operator. Then plug that cable into your PC. Insert a cartridge into the cartridge slot and open the operator software. The software will automatically detect what cartridge is plugged in. On the back side, it looks like we have some updating the firmware and just your standard warranty compliance issues. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy plugged into the computer. Alright, so here we are on the Epilogue website. Under downloads is the download the operator software. I'll have a link down in the description below. So currently the latest version is version 0.9.1 beta, as the release of this video. So I'm currently on a MacBook, so I'm going to go ahead and download from Mac OS. Alright, once we have that installed, I'm going to go ahead and open up the operator.dmg. Drag this over to applications. Going down to our launchpad, we can then open up operator. I'm going to go ahead and plug in our device now. And there we have it. We are now in the operator software. Let's go ahead and plug in Pokemon Red here and see how that goes. Wow, that was immediate. That was insane. Like, I think the audio captured it. I literally plugged it in and it was right there. Like, it knew immediately what game it was. So we have a very simple UI here with a play to play the game. Data. Oh, okay. Well, we can actually download and back up our games or the save files and upload our save files. So that's interesting. Back to the cartridge. I wonder if you can do something with some emulators, such as like get Mew and then upload the save back to the cartridge. And photos doesn't allow me to click right now because we haven't played any games at the moment. Let's go ahead and go to play. What settings do we have here? Okay, so we could change some emulator settings. We've created the Save Vault, a folder where you can access all of your saves backed up automatically by your operator device. When you launch a game or end a PlayStation, in addition to writing your save onto the cartridge, the software also makes a copy of it stored on the Save Vault on your computer for an added layer of safekeeping. So this is actually really cool. So when we save our game, it's going to save it to the cartridge, but also take a copy and save it to our PC, or in this case, the Mac. And what that does is if the battery should ever run out and die in the Game Boy game, at least we'll have a backed up data of where we were last, on the computer. So that's actually really neat. I don't know how to get out of here. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and just hit launch. Okay. So it's using like the Super Game Boy. Oh, there it is. Like, I don't hear any sound. We can make this full screen. Let's rotate. Oh, no, it's restart. Oh, oops. Okay. So we kind of got a like YouTube play header here where it's like pause, fast forward. We can mute it. I'm gonna mute that for now, just while I'm talking. The settings will bring up that settings menu again. Restart and full screen. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna try to play this just with the Mac keyboard here. I'm gonna assume it's kind of like GB Studio, where Z is A, X is B, and return is start. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, so Z is B, return is start. Let's try X. There we go. Okay, so X is A. Oh, we can fast forward. It changes the music a little bit. Just speeds it up. There we go. Now we're running. So, I mean, just gonna mute that there again. But this is a fantastic way to play your physical cartridges, and especially some games where there's some slow parts here and there, like Golden Sun, your JRPGs, Fire Emblem. This is gonna be a great way to play it, as you're able to speed it up. You can get past those slow parts. Same with this here. Um, we're playing Pokemon. There's a lot of grinding in that sometimes, and you'll be able to just quickly get through those areas, get through the grinding. And some people are going to see that as that's part of the experience of the game, and some people are going to see that as they just want to get through it, get through the story, experience the story. So, let me know in the comments below kind of what your take is on that. Is speeding through a Game Boy game, still, is that Aerodactyl? How do we have Aerodactyl? What happened on the save file? I don't think this is my actual my old cartridge. I think this must be the other. I have two versions of Pokemon Red, and Gengar's my favorite Pokemon, so I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I got a Gengar at some point. Great." All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. How do we quit? So if we just need a pause, we can just pause that way. But we want to quit. Oh, okay. You are about to quit. Do you want to overwrite the current save for your cartridge? I mean, how's that going to work in the middle of a battle? Alright, let's say yes. Okay, let's go to data. And store the game data on your computer, creating a digital replica of your collection. Game files can then be used on your preferred emulator. Try our app runs data integrity tests to make sure that you're getting an accurate reproduction of the cartridge's content. So this is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and start that process. And we just put it on the desktop, save as a GB file. And here it is. So, I mean, we would be able to get our own games backed up. That was insanely fast. That's fantastic. Okay, let's try a Game Boy Advance game. Well, that's an ugly picture, that's for sure. But it again knew it was Fire Emblem immediately. I mean, I just plugged it in. It was like, boom, Fire Emblem. Here's a synopsis, and you're ready to go. So, let's go ahead and try launching that. Let's see what this looks like. So loading this is actually a little bit slower, as we see. I mean, with the Game Boy, it pretty much zipped right across to 6%, and then had like a little slowdown. This one's taking a little bit longer. So Game Boy Advance takes up the entire screen um, of the MacBook here, at least. Okay, Z is still B. I keep forgetting that. It doesn't appear to be like stretched out exactly. It just kind of I'm not sure. The font is a bit hard to read a little bit. I mean, this is much better than what it was during like the cutscene. Let's see, are we able to fast forward? Yep. We can fast forward all this too. Just yep. Uh-huh. Oh no, bandits. No. Wake up from a nap and we fight bad guys. That was fun to hear that little wow when I slowed it back down. It's Guile from Street Fighter. And let's go ahead and go to those settings and the save vault. Let's open that. And it organizes it very nicely. So that way we have Fire Emblem right here and Pokemon Red version right here. All right, so I went ahead and downloaded MGBA, which is a standalone Game Boy emulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag our Pokemon Red game that we backed up over and see if it boots. Looks like it automatically created a save file here. So let's go back to our operator. Let's go to data. I'm going to delete this one that MGBA just made, and I'm going to download our save from our cartridge. And yeah, we'll put it right on the desktop. Go and hit save. All right, and there it is. So let's go ahead and try that now. All right, and it says continue. And there's our save file. Sweet. Now what I'm curious about is, now that we're in a standalone emulator, can I plug in this cheat code for Mew and go ahead and save that and walk in the grass here and catch ourselves a Mew? Alright, here we go. What happened to Mew? That's not right. Alright, let's go ahead and do the same thing, but this time let's try Bulbasaur. And I'm going to do automatic detection. Alright, here we go. Round 2. Oh, that was fast. Okay. And Bulbasaur! Yeah! Alright, so now that we captured Bulbasaur, I'm going to go ahead and save the game, and I'm going to see if I could transfer the save file back to the cartridge, and we still have Bulbasaur. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's go back to the operator. Let's upload our save. Where is this going at? Oh, okay, there we go. So we are on the desktop. There's our save file. We'll say open. Did I already do it that fast? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I'm going to now delete this just in case. I don't want there to be any room for error, so I'm going to delete all these files. I'm going to hit launch. So we're playing off the cartridge. Speed it up. And here we are. I mean, we're right where the Bulbasaur was. Yeah, we have Bulbasaur. Honestly, I gotta say that I'm very impressed by this little device. The GB operator really is kind of a nice experience to play physical cartridges. Um, Being able to just plug it in and it immediately knows what game you're playing, and you can save the file directly to the cartridge, or even download your save file, play on your PC or on your handheld devices, and then be able to port that save file back to the cartridge is amazing. You know, the price of admission to do so and back up your files with a device that's better than the Retro 2 that I reviewed, and it has a nice enclosure. It's simple, and it works. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. What are your thoughts on the GB operator? Let me know in the comments down below. And have a great week, everyone. Take Take care.